All right, sports fans, how's everybody out there doing? William Martin coming at you one more time here on YouTube with another edition of the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge Podcast. Former Cincinnati Reds first baseman Joey Votto called it a career last Wednesday as a six-time All-Star has retired. Votto spent 17 years with the Reds, and he was trying to give it one more go this year with the Toronto Blue Jays after he signed a minor league deal. But he decided that the time was now to close this chapter on his baseball book. It was a heck of a career for Joey Votto, make no mistake about it. In 2008, he finished second in the National League's Rookie of the Year voting to Giovanni Soto of the Chicago Cubs. And of course, looking back on it, a lot of people thought that Soto was going to be the next big thing with the Cubs. That didn't work out. But of course, we saw the career unfold for one Joey Votto with the Reds. In 2010, Votto would become the first Reds player since Barry Larkin back in 1995 to be named as the National League's MVP. And of course, that year, Votto hit 324 with 37 home runs and 113 runs batted in. And you think back to those Reds of the early 2010s. They had three postseason appearances in a 4-year stretch. Joey Votto was a very integral part of that. Okay, he was one of the best first basemen of his era. Of course, he was always going to be overshadowed by the likes of Albert Pujols and Miguel Cabrera and others, but nonetheless, Votto held his own. You're talking about a guy, 2,135 career hits. That's fifth all time in Reds franchise history, and the Reds franchise goes back all the way to the 1800s. Okay, in that team's history, he's third in runs batted in, while he's second to the great Pete Rose in total bases, home runs, and doubles. So I know that this question has been thrown out by some people over the last couple of days, and I'm going to ask it as well. Is Joey Votto a Hall of Fame? And for me, I'll put it like this. I think he's a Cincinnati Reds Hall of Famer. I'm not sure, or I don't think that he is a baseball Hall of Famer. And the reason why I say it is this. You look at Votto's career stats, 2,135 career hits. It's not even top 200, okay, all time. Homers, he's just inside the top 100 all time with 356. He's got a 294 career batting average, 409 career on base percentage. It's one of those doubles wise. He has 459 doubles. So you look at it like this. I think Joey Votto, to me, is in the Hall of Very Good. I'm not sure if he's going to be a Hall of Famer, but with that said, a lot of things have changed with the voting in recent years. So maybe there's a possibility. We'll know for sure, okay, in 5 years or so, when his name appears on the ballot for the first time, what type of support that he's going to garner from the writers. Make no mistake about it, though. I do believe that Joey Votto is one of the best players in Reds franchise history. And again, Cincinnati has had some great players over the years. Joey Votto provided that franchise with a tremendous bat, leadership, the whole shebang. And of course, that town in Southern Ohio basically adopted, this young man from Canada and made him one of their own. And again, he's a guy who spent nearly 2 decades there. I guarantee you, probably maybe something before the season's out, but definitely next year, you're going to see Joey Votto Day in Cincinnati. You're going to see the fans come out. You're going to see a lot of 19 jerseys in all colors, red, gray, and white. Showing their support for one of their favorites. It's one of those where Votto's production had clearly dipped in recent years. He wasn't the player that he once was, and that's totally understandable because Father Time, is undefeated. All right. Votto had a solid prime for himself. You're talking about a guy, for the most part, that was a perennial 300 hitter, hit over 300 in 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013, 2015, 2016, 2017. Okay. So he was a perennial guy. But make no mistake about it, the time was right for him to exit stage right and go on to the next chapter of his life. But make no mistake about it, he walked away from the great game of baseball with zero regrets. He left it all out there, and here's to the career of one Joey Votto. But folks, that is going to wrap it up. And as always, I want to take this time out to thank all of you for tuning into the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge podcast here on YouTube. I want to take this time out to thank all of you fine folks out there for tuning in. And if you haven't already, please feel free to subscribe to this channel. Now, if you're on the X, formerly known as Twitter, please feel free to follow me at 300 Pounds of Sports. And like I always say, if you follow me, it will be my pleasure to follow you right back. There's also the sports discussion group on Facebook at the Sports Depot 365. Now, you can check it out. Drop a line and be a part of one of the better sports debating sites going on social media. So, once again, fine folks, my name is William Martin, and I am signing off. And I'm saying take care and have yourselves a wonderful day.